Hey guys, welcome to Techno Savior. In today's video, I'll be explaining about RSA and how to implement it using .NET Core. Okay, so this is our .NET solution and I have created a very sample basic web API project to demonstrate the use of RSA. As you all know, RSA is an asymmetric algorithm, so it needs two keys. One is a public key and one is a private key. If you want to know the basics of RSA, then I would suggest you check out the link in the description box or in the top right corner. So first of all, this is our launch setting.json. So here I have mentioned what is the application URL and whenever the application start, which default API or controller it should hit. So as soon as the application starts, it will try to load the encryption controller get URL. So let's go into encryption controller. In the encryption controller, we have a get method, and here we have created a basic object which returns nothing as of now. We will be implementing all the features going forward. Okay, so we are creating a object of RSA helper. So let's see what is this RSA helper. This is a sample class that I have created so that we can get started quickly. Okay, so in this RSA helper, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to read two files. One is the public key and one is the private key. Okay, and this public and private key are generated using the OpenSSL in Windows. Here is the public key, so it states begin public key and end public key. Similarly, we have one more key, that is private key. So in RSA, for encryption we need to use public key, and for decryption we need to use the private key. Guys, the thing is that just using the public and private key we cannot encrypt or decrypt. We need to convert them to RSA crypto service provider class. So if you go into the definitions of this RSA crypto service provider, you will find there is encrypt and decrypt method. Okay, so we'll be using all those things to encrypt our secret text. Now let's understand what are these two methods. So as soon as this application loads, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to read the public or private key and convert that to RSA crypto service provider. For converting the PEM files to RSA crypto service provider class, I'm using Bouncy Cashel. So we need to first of all install the Bouncy Cashel. If you have not already installed, you can go to manage NuGet packages and you need to install portable Bouncy Castle. But guys, if you search Bouncy Castle in NuGet, you might find this bouncycastle.net core, but this is not the actual one. It has been packaged and published by some other developer. So the original one is portable.bouncycastle. Okay, so I have installed this already. You need to install it for the first time. So using this Bouncy Castle, I will be able to convert my PEM files to the RSA crypto service provider. So let's run this application and see this in action. Okay, our application has started and I have hit the RSA helper. So basically it hit the controller first, and since I'm creating a new instance of the RSA helper, it came to the constructor. So it loads the public and private key and it creates the RSA crypto service provider object. So as you can see, the object has been successfully created. Okay, so this does nothing as of now. We will start working on it. So what I've done as a sample, I will be sending some kind of a secret text and I will be encrypting it first. Here it will show the encrypted text and here it will show the decrypted text. Okay, now let's stop the solution and implement the encryption and decryption logic. The point to note here is I would have done this in the console application, but why did I choose Web API to show this demo? Because going forward I will be integrating Angular with .NET Core. Like whenever Angular sends some Web API request, it will be encrypting the sensitive data and it will be sending to the server, and the server will decrypt the sensitive data. So in order to achieve end-to-end encryption in the future videos, I have used Web API in this current video. So in the RSA helper, we need to expose some method that will help us in encrypting any string, and also we need to expose a method that will help us in decrypting. Now in order to encrypt the text, we need to use the public key, not the private key. Okay, so what I'll do, public key dot encrypt. Now if you see, it accepts byte as a input argument and a boolean flag. So guys, note this flag, if you set it to true, then the encryption will work only in Windows system. First of all, we need to convert this text to byte. For that we can use encoding. There are multiple formats for encoding. There is ASCII, there is UTF-8. So I'll be using UTF-8 dot get bytes, and I'll be sending the text to it. So now this one will convert the text to bytes, and since we want to make it platform independent, I will make it false. Okay, so what does this return? This returns us byte. So but we need to convert it to a string and send it, so we need to convert it to base 64 string. So that is easy. We can just use convert dot to base 64 string and we need to send the encrypted bytes. We'll return it directly so that our encrypt method returns a string. We need one more method, decrypt, that will take the encrypted string and convert it to plain text. So for decryption we need to use the private key. So let's quickly get started. So var decrypted bytes. So for this we'll be again using the private key, not the public key. Note, because if you try to decrypt using public key, it will throw error. Okay, dot decrypt. If you see, this decrypt accept bytes and the boolean flag. So for getting the bytes from the base 64 string, we have already a method called convert dot from base 64 string, and we will send the encrypted one. Now this returns you bytes. So first thing is done. Next we'll send the boolean flag as false. Now we have received the decrypted bytes. If you note, this decrypted bytes is in UTF-8 format. So we need to extract the plain text from the UTF-8 bytes. So for that we can directly return this value and then use encoding dot UTF-8. So get string. So guys, get string has multiple overloads, and from this overload we'll be using get string. Here we'll be having a bytes array and we'll give it an index from where it should start and what is the length of the bytes. So we'll send the decrypted bytes, comma, it should start from the beginning, and what is the length. So it is decrypted bytes dot length. Okay, so now our encrypt and decrypt methods are ready. So let's quickly see that in action. So what we'll do, from this encrypted part I will have some kind of a secret, my Bitcoin password. It doesn't relate to Bitcoin anything here, just wanted to give some kind of a text to show its importance. Okay, so now let's encrypt this string. So var encrypted RSA helper dot encrypt, and I'll send S. So this will give us a encrypted string. So in order to decrypt it, I'll have one more decrypt RSA helper dot decrypt. Here we need to send the encrypted string, and in the API I will be returning both the things so that we can visualize it also at a API level. Guys, in normal scenario only the server will be having a private key, so the server will only be able to decrypt the encrypted messages. For the sake of the demo, I am having the public and private key only here. In general case, the client will have the public key and the server will have the private key. So our application has started and we have hit the debug point. So we can quickly step over and see it in action. This is our plain text that contains some sensitive information. Okay, now we'll go into the encrypt. So let's put a breakpoint at both encryption and decryption logics. Let's continue. So we have received our plain text. If we step over, so first it will try to extract the bytes. So once it extracts the bytes, we need to convert this to a plain base 64 format so that it can return us a string. So now it has returned us a string. Let me go back and put a breakpoint here so that it doesn't continue. Now in decrypt we have received the base 64 string. So this will extract the decrypted bytes from the base 64 string. After that it will get the actual plain text string from the decrypted bytes. So guys, if any issues are there with your private key, it won't be able to decrypt and it will throw an error here. So make sure that you have all your try catches at this point. So let's continue the execution. So we have our encrypted string here, and now we have our decrypted string. So if I click on continue, so our encrypted string comes over here and our decrypted string comes in this part. So this is how we can easily implement asymmetric algorithms using .NET Core. In my upcoming videos, I will show how the client will be sending a encrypted text so that whoever is monitoring the network won't be able to read what the client is sending, and the server will be able to decrypt the actual text that is sent by the client. So this is how we can handle end-to-end encryption. Thank you all for watching this video. If you like this video, hit the like button, and if you are new to our channel, please do subscribe to our channel. Thank you.